Hello, guys, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. We continue to watch and see what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. ZiG no longer currency. This is a question which is being asked right here, and we need to delve deeper into this matter and understand: is Zimbabwe Gold a legal currency in the nation of Zimbabwe? What makes it legal is the law backing it. When that law lapses, then it becomes a problem. So Thabani Mpofu says, unless I missed the law when it was promulgated, the ZiG is no longer currency. The ZiG was operationalized by the proclamation of the Presidential Powers Temporary Measures Amendment of the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe Act and issue of the Zimbabwe Gold Notes and Coins Regulations 2024. By law, a statutory instrument promulgated in terms of the Presidential Powers Act lapses at the end of 6 months. Unless prior to its lapse, the instrument is validated by primary legislation. In this case, the 6 months would have lapsed on the 4th of October 2024. This means that by the end of that day, the ZiG ceased to be currency. It is not possible for the statutory instruments, once it has lapsed, to be validated by legislation. Further, the statutory instrument having lapsed, no further regulations identical to the lapsed ones can be promulgated within 6 months of such lapse. This means that no statutory instrument extending the life of ZiG can be issued in terms of the Presidential Powers Act. For these reasons, the ZiG is no longer legal tender. The consequences are immense. I think we have a problem on our hands. I know that a lot of people will ignore this and will downplay this, but there are a lot of consequences. This government is not going to be able to control institutions in Zimbabwe, businesses in Zimbabwe, companies in Zimbabwe, which means they won't be able to fight any company which will be refusing ZiG if they chose to. So, unless there is other forms of persecution, there is no legal instrument to force businesses and companies to continue accepting ZiG, because if there is no law, then you cannot force anybody to use such a currency. So I know that a lot of people would dismiss this, but going forward, if there is no remedy to this, or if there was no remedy to this before, what it means is the people of Zimbabwe are losing. We are continuously losing as a people, because once the presidential powers, these are temporary. What is key right here? These are temporary measures. Temporary measures, which means their period, once lapsed, they can no longer be effective. The effects might not be short term, but they might be long term effects, which are going to affect everybody and anybody going forward into the future. So very interesting things right there. Let us try to see the comments right there. And this is a good observation from Advocate Thabani Mpofu. So Pickers says, these are just technical issues. If at all they are, a law can always be amended. Emergency powers can still be invoked. I can't see a country stopping to operate because of a legal clause. What would be the harm in curing that anomaly? Certainly none. So Pickers simply takes things for granted. There are issues which happen at court most of the time, where the people of Zimbabwe continue to lose, where the people of Zimbabwe continue to be subjected in difficult positions because of this statement rekuti hapana zvazvinokonesa zvine basa rechii. That is the language of ZANU-PF people. They don't even care about the consequences whatsoever. So Regdington says, Pakaipa advocate, so people and businesses can now reject ZiG as it is not legal tender. I foresee disaster. Imagine if TM wakes up one day and says that it's Kutora ZiG. What are you going to do? Nothing. Because hakuna kwamunoenda kukoti mukanowina nyaya iyoyo. So Tariro says, arume, saka magweta enyika anongoziva kunyima bail vanhu vasina mhosva vachirega hurumende ichiita zvinhu kunze kwemutemo. Zimbabwe has been run illegally. We have a chief justice akatogadza president iye akagara pachigaro zvisiri pamutemo. By operation of law, Chief Justice Malaba is not a chief justice in Zimbabwe, but he is still a chief justice because they always force themselves, force policies, force everything on the people of Zimbabwe. So this is it, Team Zimbabwe. No matter the circumstances, no matter how you view it, we are in trouble as a people. As long as we have ZANU-PF, we are in trouble.